the Senior Center Manager here at the Eastern Chatham Senior Center. And we are thrilled that everybody's here. We have 67 participants on the line right now. And we're first going to start off with a little video.
Uh-oh.
Hey Liz, can you make it so I can see Dennis the whole time? Because I can't see him. Where is he? Or am I just one of
There's a way if you look at the
there, I got him. I found him. My eyes are on you, Dennis.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's what I'll do. How about that?
Yes.
And
You keep them in the picture.
screen here.
So now Dennis is like, great, I'm in the spotlight the entire time. That's wonderful.
I think that's great because the presenter apparently will take the place of Leah, so we can see Dennis' expression if necessary. What'd you do?
Oh, I've lost it.
She's sharing her screen, that's why.
Let me see this.
She's trying to bring up the video, I think.
Do you guys hear it?
No.
Okay.
right now we can see your folder.
Oh, you couldn't even see the thing?
Yeah, you haven't shared what you're.
I have two screens.
Yeah, you picked your folder and not.
I'm on my way, Liz.
Okay, can you see it now?
Nope.
No, you should stop
No,
sharing and then
Stop
come back
screening.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop sharing it and then do it again.
Yeah, stop sharing and you have
But I
to
can't, there's only see where it is to stop sharing.
hit escape.
Okay. All right, there we go. Okay.
No, go to share.
Yes.
Okay.
Share screen.
Share
And
screen.
go to this. And that'll be whatever you're looking at, they'll see. And then share.
But I have to do the sound
Yeah,
too.
just
I'm
not
sure
sure.
that
You don't do
you
it
do the
automatically.
sound.
You don't do it automatically.
I have to do the computer audio too.
You don't do that.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go here.
Yeah.
And then,
Do it again.
There you go. Go. You got it.
can you hear it? Can you guys hear it?
No, did you share the
That's what I
share
thought.
the on the
audio.
advanced setting?
So stop
Yeah, I tried
stop
to-
sharing and then come back in and make sure you click the
Yes.
audio setting.
It automatically.
It didn't automatically come
Obviously
on.
not. But
So Liz, if when you go into share, go to advanced.
Yeah, it's on there. Okay, let's try one more time.
There it goes. You got it.
We can hear it, but we can't see it now. Stop the show.
Don't see it.
Oh my
And
god.
when you go in,
we can
Liz,
hear it.
to share it,
Share the
you want to make
screen.
sure you have the little box checked for the video sound and
Yes.
then share it from there.
and now go back to this and make sure that's.
Welcome to our world of trying to figure out Zoom during the time of COVID.
Tell you what, this brings me back.
Exactly. I think it's on YouTube what you guys are doing.
Mhm.
All right, hold on, I'm gonna try it one more time.
Hey, Rhonda.
Okay.
Dennis, I was just going to say this whole thing is very representative of the senior aging group. How do we figure this out?
Okay, screen 2.
I'll go ahead and walk around the campus and I'll come back in a few minutes.
Oh,
There you go.
I do have a
Sing us a
joke.
song or something, Dennis, in the meantime, or?
okay, hold on.
I
Screen
promised I wouldn't do any music today.
I have the words for you.
sound. This one though. Oh, hold on.
But they could see it when you clicked on that. It's just something about the sound. Here, hold on. Go down.
Okay, there you are.
Perfect, you got it.
Can you see it? Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right. Now I can't figure out how to stop sharing. There we go. Okay. Woo! So I'm going to introduce our MC, Neria Edwards-Boone. She's a board member and the ECSC advisory team.
US 64 West.
Take it away.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. And thanks, first of all, to Liz for sharing that wonderful video with us that brought back a lot of memories. And thanks to all of you for joining us as we honor and pay tribute to Dennis Streets, our executive director here at the Council on Aging for the last 7 years, who is retiring in just 3 short days. If you are like me, you come with some mixed emotions, joy for the work that he has done in this community, his work as a visionary and enthusiastic and compassionate leader, but sadness at the thought that he's going to be gone real soon. He won't be with us on a daily basis, but we are confident nonetheless that his spirit will always be with us, and that the heart of his heart will always be, he'll always be thinking about Chatham seniors. Dennis has had this passion for caring for older adults for a long time. And as he tells his story, he's had that since he was 9 years old, and he used to visit his father's doctor's office. He learned at an early age that age is an attitude and not a number, and that he learned that that's really true, and that's what he's endeavored to help older people in Chatham realize over the last 7 years, doing whatever it takes to enhance people's physical and mental lives, and to help them to live in their homes independently. So it's a privilege for us to be here today with you, Dennis, and to celebrate your service among us. We have a number of persons who want to come and honor you and pay tribute to you. We have people from the Council on Aging staff. We have county employees. We have Council on Aging participants, the Aging Network, and other people who just want to say a good word to you for your outstanding work among us. And we're going to get ready to begin. And the first person that we want to hear from is Representative Robert Rees from House District 54. And I'm not sure he's here, Liz.
I have not seen him, so I'll go ahead and read his greetings.
So we have a letter from him that Liz is going to read.
So it says, Dear Dennis, I am writing to congratulate you on your retirement. I'm happy that you will take time off after 8 great years of service with Chatham County Council on Aging. I want to personally thank you for your service in helping the most vulnerable residents in Chatham County amidst the pandemic during these unprecedented times. Your work for the community is deeply appreciated in this office. We will miss your generosity and selflessness, and look forward to seeing what other outstanding accomplishments you will achieve in this new chapter of your life. Please don't hesitate to contact my office if there is anything I can do for you. Sincerely, Robert T. Reeves II.
Thank you for sharing that. The next person who is going to share with us is Joyce Massey Smith. She's the director of the North Carolina Division of Aging and Adult Services. Joyce.
So if everybody could mute themselves, and if it's your turn to speak, if you could raise your hand so we can find you. There's a lot of people that kind of go through, okay?
Afternoon. I don't know if you can see this, but I have a book, Dennis. This is the Dennis book, the Book of Dennis. As you all know, Dennis was the division director at the Division of Aging and Adult Services, and influenced so many lives people who came to the workforce who had an interest in aging. Dennis built on that and supported folks. And he also was people focused. It was about the people. And Dennis was, if I could be so brave as to call him that, he was a mentor to me. He gave me a chance to do some wonderful things, and alongside him and at his direction. And before I read the book of Dennis, which I do plan to do, I hope you all are going to be here for a while. Dennis pulled that one on us at every staff meeting. But before I tell you about the real Dennis, I want to tell you about Dennis. He shortly after I came to work in Raleigh, I had a massive heart attack and had a son in 3rd grade, didn't know anybody, and we were just so new to the area. And Dennis and his family adopted mine, and he took my son home with him and took him to movies that I probably wouldn't have allowed him to go to, but it kept his, James Bond, it was fine, but it kept his mind off what was going on with his mom as she was having heart surgery. And, you know, Dennis, acts of kindness like that, you never forget, and you always carry that person and his family in your heart, and you'll always be in our hearts, and we'll always be thankful for that. But for the staff and the citizens of Chatham County, I want you to know you have been blessed to have this man as your leader. And you know what I'm saying. There's not many people like Dennis Streets. Some of the words that I think that many of us at DAS would say about Dennis is clearly he's a visionary. He sees the beauty and joy and opportunity in aging. He's people focused. He believes and acts as an excellent steward of the public trust and the public dollar. He's a force for good. He is kind, and he has a servant's heart. And that in public service is the calling that we've been so blessed to have Dennis bring his gifts and talents to the work and to North Carolina and beyond. Dennis has been known and is known nationally for so much work and so many new and exciting opportunities, and we're forever blessed by that. But now I want to tell you about the real Dennis. Yeah, you know him. So brief comments from Dennis mean something totally different to him than they mean to us. So when he says he's going to be brief, plan to be there about 30 minutes. And this I know because he used it to teach planning to some folks like me. And I thought I knew everything about planning because I had a master's degree in public administration and planning, and oh boy. But Dennis learned planning the hard way, and he was planning since 17, or probably younger, maybe 9, as Ms. Boone alluded to figure out a way to convince the most wonderful woman in the world to marry him. And it's strategic planning that does it. And Dennis got his first date that way, and he finally made it till he got to meet Dawn and marry her. His next gig, I want you to know and check out the hat, is at Merle Fest for sure. And I've heard, because I have reliable sources here, that Lorne Michaels is just waiting to call you to host Saturday Night Live. So, I found out about Dennis because he was and he may still be a baseball coach, that he throws baseballs at children to encourage them to be able to go after the baseball. Now, I've not heard of any major injuries, but he does it. He did it. I don't have it on tape, but anyway, if you want your kid to play baseball, be careful where you sign him up. Dennis really likes hats. I don't know if you folks in Chatham have had the pleasure of seeing Dennis's mini hats, but I kind of have a feeling that you probably have. And Dennis secretly, this was just in one of his weakest moments. I think it was probably when I don't know, maybe Dean Smith retired, or I forgot when it was, but downtime for Carolina basketball. And he had this t-shirt on that said, "I really wanted to go to Duke." I saw it. And Dan, Steph, I want you to let Dawn know that we are still looking for some of her pottery, that you brought all those wonderful foods, cookies and treats to us. And we're still looking for Santa Claus. I saw him in the video, but we've not seen him at DAS in quite some time. And the last thing about Dennis is there is not anybody that he doesn't know. So if you need an intro, Dennis is the guy to do it. But thank you for just letting me say a few words. And no, I'm not as funny as you, Dennis, but I'm trying. I'm working on it. But you brought so much joy to the staff at DAS, and your leadership. There is no way to describe the impact you had on so many of us, past, present, and future. I still use your phrase, it's challenges and opportunities with an aging society. It's not all about the worries that come to some folks' mind. It is about the beautiful and wonderful, exciting opportunities. And I wish those for you, as you, as our dear friend and colleague said, Dr. Elizabeth Welch, it's not retirement, it's reinvestment. And so we can't wait to see what you do, Dennis. And I hope it's somehow connected to aging. God bless, and we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joyce. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joyce, for sharing with us. And now we're going to hear from the county, Dan Lamontage, who is the county manager for Chatham County government.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dan.
So I'll tell you a little bit about Dennis. So the first couple of times I met Dennis, I noticed a number of things. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Some things that really struck me immediately with Dennis. His professionalism and his passion for what he does is unmatched. That comes through immediately. Some other things that come through that has always astounded me about Dennis is how humble you are, Dennis. For all that you've accomplished and all that you're capable of, you're one of the most humble people I've ever met. It's just amazing to me. And then what everybody knows is just how genuinely nice, how friendly, and how compassionate you are, Dennis. It comes through immediately for everyone. So I'll really miss the professionalism you bring to the job and to the county, and I'll really miss working with you. It was a little bit later, I learned a little bit more about Dennis. It really came when we had a department head retreat one time. There's one more thing I learned about Dennis. We had a department head retreat where we did senior games activities. And something I learned really quickly was that I'm not worthy of competing against Dennis Streets, even in a different age category than Dennis. So later on, when Dennis convinced me to compete in the senior games, even at a younger age group, sorry, Dennis, yeah, I'm a little bit younger than you, but I still don't want to compete in any of the events that Dennis was competing in. So I made sure that I steered clear of those. So anyway, Dennis, just in closing, really, I just wish you the very best in this retirement. You know, you do it twice, it's got to be right this time. So look forward to seeing you around the county. And you will be truly, truly missed here in the county. And I will just tell you, Dennis, from the bottom of my heart, I'm a better person for having met you and for having worked with you and being your friend. So best of wishes to you.
Thanks, Dan. That means so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you so much, Dan, for sharing those words with us. And now we're going to hear from the Council on Aging Board of Directors. We have our newly elected president, Mr. Johnny Shaw.
Hey, everybody. When I was preparing these remarks for Dennis's retirement, I had to remind myself of what one of my old mentors told me. He handed me a sheet of paper one day with the letters KISS on it. And I said, this man must be nuts. And then he explained, keep it simple, stupid. So that's what I've tried to do with these remarks. Dennis, on behalf of the Board of Directors and of the Council on Aging, I want to thank you for all your service to not only the seniors of Chatham County, but the citizens of Chatham County, because you have truly impacted all age groups. I mean, it's just, I can't say enough, really. And I've always felt that a mark of success was when you find something and you make it better, and you have truly accomplished that. And with that, you know, it's a mixed emotion thing about retiring. I've been through it, and this is your second go round. It's sad, but in a way, it's a happy time. I wish you much happiness and a long retirement, Dennis. And I'm closing on that one.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny. And now we're going to hear from our Vice President, Nancy Gregor Holt, and she's got some special stuff to share.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Nancy.
So I think you have some bags near you. I'm not sure who's in charge of making sure you open the right bag at the right time.
I do.
There's a bag with a puppy dog on it, and it says happy birthday, because that's all I had.
I see it. Okay.
So on behalf of the Board of Directors, there's the puppy dog. We're presenting you with a quilt.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. I know I'm not able to hold it up very well, but I can't really.
You have to turn off your virtual background.
You're all pixelated.
Okay, yeah. Let me get rid of that real quick.
It's an invisibility quilt.
Right. It's like from Harry Potter. Right. Right.
There we go.
I was going to say we'd be able to see that he's in a bar.
Beautiful.
And there's a label on the quilt, and I'm going to read you the label, what I wrote on the label. Let me see if I can find it. I said, this quilt is created for Dennis W. Street in honor of retirement. Each square symbolizes lives touched and enhanced during your career. January 2022. Of course, I wrote January 2021 on it first, but I fixed it. So.
Nancy, thank you.
So I brought a couple quilts over to Dawn, and she picked out the one she thought you'd like. We were doing it.
Oh, wow. So she was in on it.
Yeah. 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 And it's a quilt that you could take it with you to Merle Flask, put it on the ground, wash it. It's to be used.
Wow. Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. And I've been asked to also read the resolution. Let me see if I can find that on my computer. Oops. So I'm gonna do it the other way. I'm gonna read it out of a piece of paper so I can see you. So the Board of Directors created a resolution to honor Dennis W. Streets. You've done right by our seniors. Liz, I didn't know if you wanted to share, should I share a screen and put that up? Or should I just read it so other people can see it as well?
Yeah, I would go ahead and read it. I don't know if people will be able to see it, but Dennis, you do have that in your, there's another bag.
There's another bag.
I'm
This bag.
sorry, it's a bag with a present in it that says Nancy on it. Yeah, that's,
You
can go
can
ahead and
open
open that up.
Yeah, you can open that up. Maybe it's a present for me. So while you're opening that up, I'm going to read you the resolution. Whereas Dennis Streets has been a dedicated employee since joining the Chatham County Council on Aging on Wednesday, May 1st, 2014, as the executive director. Whereas Mr. Streets has consistently exhibited a commitment to share his expertise in agency management, program development, and support of the elders of our community. Whereas Mr. Streets has consistently exhibited support to promote and expand programs and services of the Chatham County Council on Aging with the goal of maximizing service to Chatham County seniors and their families. Whereas Mr. Streets has assured that the Chatham County Council on Aging maintain optimal, highly qualified staff to represent and promote the mission of the council. Whereas Mr. Streets has applied for and procured innumerable grants and funding to support the council's ability to maximize programs and services. Whereas Mr. Streets has taken great pride in the outcome achieved for Chatham County seniors and their families under his direction. Whereas Mr. Streets eagerly accepted additional responsibilities and went above and beyond during his tenure at the council. Whereas there are far too many positive attributes to list, a few of which are kind, fair, dedicated, enthusiastic, faithful, committed, wise, passionate, compassionate, inspirational, honest, meticulous, a visionary, and a doer. Whereas Mr. Streets has represented the Chatham County Council on Aging formidably, proudly, and effectively in his collegial work with community council, county, state, and national partners. Whereas Mr. Streets has been the primary developer behind the Chatham County Council on Aging COVID response, thankfully keeping all of our seniors and staff safe and supported during this pandemic. Whereas Mr. Streets has been recognized by his colleagues across the state in receiving multiple honors and awards for himself and our council, including the 2014 North Carolina Order of the Longleaf Pine Service Excellence Award, which he got when he left the Division on Aging, the 2019 Ernest Messer Award from the North Carolina Division of Aging and Adult Services, which recognizes a community that has excelled in addressing the needs of older residents, the 2021 Pioneer Award from the North Carolina Coalition on Aging, recognizing individuals who have made lifelong, outstanding contributions to the field of aging in North Carolina, and the 2018 GlaxoSmithKline Impact Award for nonprofits. Whereas Mr. Streets and his staff have maintained the annual state recognition of the Chatham County Council on Aging as the North Carolina Senior Center of Excellence. Whereas Mr. Streets has done right by our seniors. And whereas Mr. Streets is retiring on January 31st, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Directors of the Chatham County Council on Aging wish to acknowledge the strong work ethic and remarkable talents of Dennis W. Streets and the tremendous contributions he has made to the Chatham County seniors, their families, and the entire community. And let it further be resolved that the Board of Directors want to express their great appreciation to Dennis W. Streets and name the multipurpose room of the Eastern Center that is being renovated to the Dennis W. Streets Multipurpose Room. And let it further be resolved that the Board of Directors will create a committee to explore the establishment of the Dennis W. Streets Scholarship for student interns interested in the field of aging. And let it further be resolved that the Board of Directors wish Mr. Streets all the best in his retirement ensuring he will always be considered an invaluable member of the Council on Aging family. We adopted this at our last board meeting on the 6th of January and signed by the president, Johnny Shaw, and the past president, Larry Ross.
Nancy, thank you. And to the board, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's hard to have words to express all that we appreciate from you.
Thank you.
We love you, Dennis. And now we have another board member, and that's Renee Pascal.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Renee.
You know that it's kind of my custom to roast people who are retiring. So I have a little roast for you. I've had the pleasure of being Dennis's boss in 2 capacities, as former county manager and as a Council on Aging board member. I use the word boss quite loosely. When it came to Dennis, I felt like I was being paid for doing nothing. While I was technically his supervisor as county manager, Dennis didn't need my oversight. Truth be told, I always learned more from him than he ever did from me. I was just along for the ride on the Dennis Express, and what a great ride it has been. When I worked in the county, we would call him names like Saint Dennis and Superman behind his back. We did it behind his back because he's so humble and we knew it would embarrass him. During my tenure on the board of the Council on Aging, I quickly realized that calling him Superman was an insult to Dennis. He is simply the most amazing human I have ever met. That makes roasting him an enormous challenge. Normally, I would take some small character flaw and turn it into laughs. Or if that didn't work, I just make stuff up. But neither of those tactics will work in this situation. I simply haven't seen a character flaw I can exploit. And if I make up something bad, everybody's going to know it's a lie. So I've adjusted my tactics. While most people are embarrassed by you making fun of them, Dennis is most embarrassed when you brag on him. We all know Dennis has done so much for the council. He has led it through challenging financial times and improved our financial standing substantially. With his talented staff and his board, he has led us through a pandemic and made sure we still are providing the services that our seniors need in a safe way, like he's doing today. There have been so many accomplishments during his tenure. I've given up keeping a list of them. I'll just share a few things that mean a lot to me. First, I really admired his ability to identify the talents of his board members and make the most of them to further the work of the agency. He is incredible at doing this. He was even able to do that with a very challenging board member, who, if you haven't already guessed, is speaking to you at the moment. He has mentored countless students, several of whom have gone on to work for the county. I've always marveled at how he could get so many student groups to volunteer to work for the agency. Then I saw their written feedback. He is just as incredible, maybe more so, in mentoring others as in doing anything else. I imagine that when a Council on Aging project comes up in the School of Public Health or the Masters of Public Administration program, fights break out among the students who want to work for the Council on Aging and with him. If you're a current or a former student, you don't need to say anything. You can just nod your head in agreement. And I've seen a couple, Hillary and Stephanie are on with that. As a board member, I have caught him doing things that some people might think a director shouldn't do, like moving boxes of shelf-stable meals at the Western Center, or loading up a donation of incontinence supplies at the Eastern Center. But that's Dennis, doing what it takes to get the job done, regardless of his position. He simply doesn't think he's too good for any task. and he has worked countless hours for the agency. I know that because he must have. While he might have spent some of his days doing physical labor, he no doubt spent many nights planning our next steps. We have always been several steps ahead of the curve because Dennis can see the future. I can't believe I didn't mention that trait before because it's been so beneficial to our agency. Dennis has given everything he has to the aging field. Hold on a second and I'll prove it to you. This is a picture of Dennis at 19. Can you see it? And on the right is a picture of him today. You will see that his greatest sacrifice has been his hair. Dennis, thank you so much for your work and for your friendship. You mean the world to me, and I feel privileged to have gotten to know you and work with you. I could pull a Dennis and go on and on about all of your wonderful qualities, but that wouldn't leave you any time to do what you love to do best, which is to talk. I will simply close with this. Dawn, Clark, and Matt, thank you for loaning him to us for the past 7.5 years. Dennis has often mentioned your support. I hope that Dawn and Dennis get to spend much quality time together and enjoy the heck out of retirement. Dawn, if Dennis approaches retirement like he has his work, hang on. It's going to be a great ride. Thank you.
Renee, thank you.
Thanks, Renee. And next we have Lacey Monte, who is our Deputy Director, Finance Officer, and soon to be our interim director. Lacey.
Wow, that is going to be a really hard act to follow, Renee. So as many of you can see through the video and what Renee has said, that Dennis leads by example. There isn't a task that's below him. He would never ask another staff member to do what he wouldn't do himself. You would see him come in a suit. By the end of the day, he may be in jeans, mowing the grass, hauling the recycling, you name it, he's doing it. And as many of you also may know, that family is incredibly important to Dennis as well. He loves his wife and his sons, and he also talks so fondly of his mother and his father and his mother-in-law. And they would be so incredibly proud of you and all the accomplishments that you've managed to do here. You're an amazing leader, mentor, and boss. And under your leadership, the staff and the seniors in our community have done nothing but flourish. We are truly going to miss you, but your legacy is going to live on in many years to come, as you've already touched the participants of the future with all of that you've put in place here at the council. Now, when it comes to your gift, Wanda and I had really worked hard on trying to figure out a gift that would have been great. And you know, everybody always does plaques. So we have a plaque all picked out and designed, and we went into your office and I looked at your wall, and I'm sure you remember this day. And I said, well, what are you going to do with all these plaques on your wall? And you're like, well, I'm going to wrap them in bubble wrap and put them in the attic. Boy, Wanda and I like scrambled. We were like, well, what are we going to do now? We had to go back to the drawing board. So you have a gift in your office from the staff. It's striped. I think it says, it may say my name to open when I'm talking.
I do have it.
Okay. This is from the staff to you for your retirement, and it's not a plaque that you have to hang on your wall.
And can I open it?
Yes, open it.
Still beautifully wrapped here.
Wanda gets all the credit for that.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Oh my goodness.
What does the back say?
It is a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together.
We will forever be grateful to you for all of your leadership, and we're going to miss you.
Thank you, Lacey. Thank you again for agreeing to serve as interim director.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lacey. And now we have Liz, who is the manager for the Easton Center.
Hey, Dennis. I've known Dennis since the DOS days, the Division of Aging and Adult Services. So I worked under his leadership there for about 5 years and left to go into the senior center realm and came back for a recertification for scope. And I thought, man, this place is squared away. Dennis has really done amazing things here. And then sure enough, a job opened shortly afterwards. And I thought, well, I'll try to apply for it. And here I am 4 years later. And so it's been great working with Dennis. I just loved it. He's probably, I said in the chat box, you're a GOAT, the greatest of all times. I mean, you were like one of the best bosses that I've ever had. And so I just appreciate everything I've learned from you. But when I first came, I saw all these people walking around with Chatham County Council on Aging staff shirts. And I was like, where's mine at? And I inquired, and they said, oh, they're all gone. And I'm like, what? Like, well, they usually get them out for Christmas. Well, I started in July. So I waited 6 months. I went into the volunteer bin. I thought, maybe if I grab a volunteer shirt, I can grab one of the t-shirts out of there. But Rhonda's like, no, those are for volunteers only. So I waited around for Christmas. And I think that year we got scarves. We didn't get t-shirts. So sure enough, one Christmas, Dennis dressed up in his Santa Claus. Well, I don't think that was it, but I got a t-shirt and I wore it proudly. I felt like finally I was part of the COA team, and for several, and I know it was both you and Dawn. So thank you, Dawn, for giving us the t-shirts too. And so several years, I have probably 3-4 shirts now, Council on Aging shirts. So it's been wonderful. So we got together with the staff and we're like, well, we need to give Dennis something. So go ahead, there's a package there if you'd like to open it up. Does it say, it said Liz on it? So go ahead and open it up.
I'm doing pretty well at that, aren't I? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that's great. Oh, wow.
So go ahead and turn it around. And turn the other side around.
And the difference.
Oh, wow. That's so beautiful.
Yep.
That is so beautiful.
Wear your shirt proudly, but not until February 1st. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Oh, that's so nice. So thoughtful. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. And now we have Faye Tillman, who is the assistant manager at the Western Center.
Hi, Dennis. You are a great leader. The staff at the Western Chatham Senior Center thinks you're wonderful. And I found something on leadership and I would like to read. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that the impact you lies in your absence. You will be missed and we wish you well on your new journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Faye. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, Faye. Now we have one of our newer staff members, Linda Son, who is our volunteer program coordinator. Is going to.
Well, hey there. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Linda.
So I feel like I'm definitely a new addition, and I'm honored and blessed to have been able to work with you as long as I have, and wish it would have been longer, but I know you'll still be around, here and there. So thank you for all of your leadership and help, especially this last couple of months, since I've been here. Crazy, right? So anyway, I reached out to some of the staff, got some feedback on what some people's suggestion for a bucket list for you to handle during retirement. So let me share my screen real fast. Bear with me a second. Oh, wait, whoops, I think I brought up the wrong thing. Not any kind of like shameless plug or anything here. Wait, hold on. Let me get that off the screen. Wait, okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up on a whiteboard, and if anybody knows how to use a whiteboard, you're welcome to write your own suggestions for bucket lists for Dennis on this board. Otherwise, I do have some that I'm going to mention from the staff. So to do this, if you are interested, you just like right click in the green area and choose annotate, and then you should be able to annotate on the board. So you can write your name on there if you want. Dennis, you can do the same thing. So here is some ideas that have come up. Bear with me another minute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on. And I want you to guess, Dennis, first, who might have suggested this. Let me just see if I can. Text.
I would say it's interesting thus far.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Here is 3 that came, the audition for the role of Yosef, the mascot of, and I have been corrected because I used to say Appalachian. I have been corrected. It's Appalachian. I apologize to everyone.
Could that be Larry Ross?
No, it's these are staff members.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, you know, no offense, Larry, but use exclamation points in his emails and sleep until 7 a.m. Anybody?
That might be Wanda.
Any staff member want to take credit for this one? Do you remember who wrote this?
That's a good guess, Dennis, but it wasn't me.
It was Jimmy, our newer than me guy.
Okay.
So Jimmy has suggested this. That was his suggestion for you. Okay.
They're very good.
Now, somebody else wrote on here, I see, since I posted that, and that was to take salsa lessons, become an Airtable pro again. I'll have to hear the story of that, and share the secret to the Chex Mix with the world.
That when?
I don't know. I can't tell who wrote this. Anybody want to take credit? Who was it?
Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie. Wonderful.
You got to get healthy exercise. Become good at yet another thing. And then the Chex Mix, because we're all going to go through withdrawals. So.
Gotcha.
Yes. Good one. All right. Here's another one. Ski down the bunny hill, run for office, and compete in the National Senior Games. Now, who do you think might have wrote that as far as a staff member goes?
I'm thinking Liz.
You are correct. That's
Ding, ding.
correct. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Here we go. I got one more, couple more here. I may have to size my text better.
I love
All
you, Suzanne's. I do love Suzanne's persistence, and thank you very much for that.
Oh, yes, the writing it. That's great.
Yeah.
Pushing purpose,
Amazing.
fun, and travel. And then relax.
Yeah, that was Lacey's, I think.
That's a good idea. Okay, so now we have someone wrote, learn how to fly a plane, revisit your honeymoon destination with Dawn. Well, they said with Dawn, like as if you would go by yourself or something. Let's see. Do something you've always wanted to do and never had time. That was from Lynn.
From who?
Lynn Parks.
Okay, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah. All right. So now we have, and there are some people, I guess, that are not on video, they're on phone. So I should read these out. I have been reading them out, but I will read this next one too. Sorry, I'm going to cover that just for a moment. Take up fly fishing in the North. Okay, first of all, this person said, so Dennis will be certain to spread his many talents across the state. I would recommend that he take up fishing in the North Carolina mountain streams, take up acting in community theater in the central part of the state, and take up professional body surfing on the North Carolina coast. And
Susan.
Susan, how did you? Yes. Wow. Okay. I would never call Susan unless I saw that come through on my email. There must be something there. So she's wishing you lots of fun in retirement. Okay. And then last we have one more here. Oops.
You may want to check your checks too.
Ah, yes, thank you. Oh, Jackie, can you check them and then put them on?
I can't figure out how to put them on.
I'm going to clear these off. Oh, wait. Well, they got recorded, right? So we can clear them off.
Maybe you can you just read them off, or is that?
I could, yeah. Let me hear. I can put it right here. Okay. This one just says, drive the hidden road, Hintuga Round Bottom Road, which is 260 miles west of here. By the way, it's a rugged 14-mile lane, one-lane road that follows an old rail bed deep into the Smokies. Speed limit is 15 miles per hour. So since you'll have time on your hands, I don't know if you've done that already, but perhaps you have. Never stop sledding, and take the invigorating Vita training and join the fun. So I don't know who wrote that.
I think that might be Linda.
I might have given it away. I probably would have given it away with the sledding because I was amazed. I was pretty entertained by the fact that you were sledding and encouraged.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is what we have. Let me check the chats and see if there's.
I'm just going to mention to Lori that I do have I saw the chat there. I do have a new Santa hat. So the other one sort of went defunct. So new Santa hat.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Oh, Jackie says join COA exercise class and go visit an alpaca farm. Sorry, alpaca farm. Should have let Jackie read that. Do whatever you want, Nancy says. And a couple of people said they had to go. So, all right, that's what I had. So thank you all for who participated in suggesting the bucket list. And now you have a list to get you started. Thank you,
Linda. Thank you. Very, very creative, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you for everything, Dennis. Take care.
Thank you, Linda. Next, we have Juliana Walton, who is the chairperson of the Senior Advisory Team in the Eastern Center.
Thank you, Neria. Hello, Dennis and everyone. Before I make my gift to you on behalf of the Board of Council on Aging and Senior Advisory Team, I would like to remind everyone of why they say such beautiful things. It's the way he thinks, and the thinking which he takes into himself, and then it comes back out as an outward expression in the way he interacts with people. And this is his secret. He sees trees of green, red roses too. He watches them bloom and he thinks there's for everyone. He sees the skies which are blue and the white clouds too. He feels the bright, blessed day and the dark, sacred night, and he says to himself, what a wonderful world. He sees the colors of the rainbow. They're pretty in the sky, and he sees those colors on the people who pass him by. He sees friends shaking hands, smiling with each other, and they're saying, how do you do? But he feels they're saying more than that. I love you. When he hears the babies cry, and he watches them grow, he thinks they'll know more than he can ever know. And he says to himself, What a wonderful world. And he thinks deeply. It's a beautiful world. Very easy for him to express himself with everyone he comes in contact with. I'm going to miss you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Everyone loves you very much for who you are and for the way you have taught everyone how to look on life. And if they look on life wonderfully, they too will express themselves one to each other wonderfully. It's your favorite song. That's why they played the music. And we learned that about you because every time you come in and you talk to us in the dining room, irrespective of what function you're celebrating, you would end up singing the song for us. So I want everybody to know who you are through your thinking. Now, your favorite song begins with "I See Trees of Green." Now we would like you to open your gift, which comes with appreciation from the directors, the board, and the advisory team.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so beautiful. It says, in honor of Dennis W. Streets for his outstanding leadership of the Council on Aging, May 1, 2014 to January 31, 2022, and comes with a stand, obviously.
And something else. There's supposed to be a lovely picture there for you to anticipate. That's it. Unfortunately, the weather does not allow it to be planted now. We can assure you that tree will be planted. And with the fact, we wish you all the best in your retirement.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you so very, very much. It is a wonderful world. Thank you.
It is a wonderful.
Thanks, Juliana. And now we're going to call on Mary Lou McIntosh, who is the secretary of the Eastern Center Advisory Team.
I'm muted now.
Yes, we can hear you,
Okay.
Mary Lou. Hello.
Is that really you, Dennis? Every time I've seen you, you've had that mask on your face. So that's the real Dennis. It's so good to see you today. And you know what? You warmed my heart many a times when I saw you with that mask. And I thought maybe it was the only mask you owned in the world, but I found out later it was one you liked.
It
So,
is. It
Thank
was
you,
the,
thank you for that.
Thank you
On
for making
behalf of all the mature citizens of Chatham County, we'd like to thank you for treating us with dignity and respect. I was a volunteer there. I had no idea who in the world you were, and I happened to mention your name to a very dear friend of mine who said she played your piano at your wedding, Joyce Rosser. So I learned a lot about you that day, okay? There's a package there, but before you get the package, I want to mention something. You so often have played Santa Claus, and the congregate just loves it. They always look forward to it. So there is a package in there wrapped in my best Christmas wrapping for you. If you take that package, but hold on to it till I get through, because there's something I want to tell you about it. You know, you know what's in the package, but maybe these other people don't. But all right, inside that package, on the back, I always try to do something special that reminds me of that individual. Now, you know that we are the clay in the potter's hand, and we also are rough diamonds that are being processed. And you have been roughed up through this whole 7 years. You've had challenges and disasters and happiness and tears and joy. And I know that you're getting to be that diamond. Well, on the back are, if you look at a diamond, you see a beautiful bright light. and you have been a beautiful, bright light to us. But really, if you look closely at the diamond, it has many facets, and each facet is a different color of the rainbow, that beautiful world, that wonderful world that you enjoy. And so if you will open that up now and look on the back, you'll see all those beautiful facets come to life. And I'd just like to say, I really have enjoyed knowing you, volunteering for you, serving you, but I don't believe in goodbyes. So what I'm going to say is, Godspeed, my friend, and I will meet you on the other side. Oh, one more thing. If you want something to do after retirement, Al's Diner is for sale. Love ya.
Love you, Mary Lou. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
Well, you look on the back now, because that's your diamonds in the rough.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks, Mary Lou. And now we have Brad Allen, who is President and Executive Director of the Senior Games.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. You know, for me, as a person who came to the Aging Network as a young professional who is now no longer quite as young, there's never been an Aging Network without Dennis Streets. So I simply want to share 4 lessons that I learned from Dennis during our association together, and we'll hope to continue to learn from him after his alleged retirement. The first story that I do want to tell, I came to the Lumber River Area Agency on Aging in August of 1998. And I believe that year is right, that it links up with the Southeastern Association of Area Agency on Aging Conference in St. Pete Beach. So Betty Rising, who was the AAA director, said, young man, you need to go learn some stuff. So you get on a plane and you go to Florida. I was 24 years old. I'm going to go hang out in Florida to learn some stuff. How cool is that? So like a good Aging Network professional, I landed at the airport, I checked into the hotel, and I walked out to the beach. And on the beach, there was a gentleman with these 2 little boys. And they were having such an awesome time. They were building sandcastles. They were hugging one another. They were throwing a ball. Though as I stopped and think about it, you know, maybe he was throwing the ball a little bit too far and making the little boys go and grab it and come back. I don't know. But the thing that I was really impressed by, other than the fact that he wasn't wearing a hat and the gentleman was somewhat follically challenged, but it reminded me that no matter how strong your workload is, you always have to have time for family. And over the course of the past nearly 25 years, that's what Dennis has reminded us all of constantly. So those 2 little boys, who are not quite so little anymore, were then and are now at the center of his world, along with Dawn. And when he walked onto the podium at the SC4A conference the next day, I didn't know who that dude was. All I knew was it was a gentleman up there talking about innovative aging programs in the state of North Carolina. And he had a bright red forehead because he got sunburned out there on the beach the day before. But the point is, take time for your family. That was the very first lesson that I learned from Dennis, and I've tried to emulate that, sunburned forehead or not. Second lesson, and it was only a couple of weeks later, because North Carolina Senior Games State Finals was about 2 weeks after this conference ended. So again, Betty Rising called me up. Margot Rayner has called, young man, you need to go to Raleigh and volunteer in the horseshoe pits. Yes, ma'am, I'm on the way. So I pull up at Athens Drive High School, and there's this same gentleman. His forehead by this time was peeling a little bit because of the sunburn, but he was drenched in sweat. He was just soaked in sand, and he was there doing what people considered to be the dirtiest job there was at state finals. And he was pulling these horseshoes from beside the stop, and there was a lady from Salisbury Rowan Senior Games and a lady from Four Seasons Senior Games, and they were telling him his vision wasn't probably as good as it needed to be. And he didn't know a whole lot about scoring horseshoes, but Dennis kept his cool. He spoke with respect. Doing the dirtiest job, allegedly, Dennis always shone through. So that was the second lesson. Doesn't matter what your quote job is. Go out there and do it to the best of your ability with respect to older people. And he always showed us that in everything that he has done. The third thing I would say, and you flash forward a few years, I was now an area agency on aging administrator, and it was late at night in Legislative Office Building 643. The Appropriations Committee was going back and forth, and it was one of those years where aging was in real trouble. They were allegedly reforming mental health, and they were slashing DHHS programs left and right. And a senator from my region, Senator Bill Purcell, was presiding over this meeting. And the thing that I noted was anytime the action got hot, Senator Purcell would turn and look toward Dennis. And Dennis would very discreetly make a note on a pad and give it to the sergeant at arms, and he would take it up to the senator, and the senator would then read off some impressive fact. So the third lesson that I learned that night, and we didn't leave there until almost 10:30, and Dennis wasn't leaving the Legislative Office Building and going home. He was going back to the division to work even longer. But the lesson was, it does not matter if you are in the spotlight. The spotlight sometimes must be for others, but the work must be done no matter what. And Dennis, you always, with humility and grace and leadership, you always had the knowledge, whether you were in the spotlight or not, you did your very best for older people and for all of us. And the final lesson that I learned from Dennis is there will be times of great challenge when you must stand forth and lead. I believe that it was March of 2019, we were all gathered in Wilmington at the North Carolina Association on Aging Conference, and word came that a case of something called COVID had broken out in Chatham County. Dennis immediately informed the rest of us that I must leave to go home to take care of Chatham County and to develop a plan, which he did. So Dennis, I would say to you, over the course of the past nearly 25 years, I admire you, though I frankly did not appreciate it when you would call and give me comments about the officiating that I had performed at the University of North Carolina. But you are my friend, you are my mentor, and there will always be a place for you at senior games. So thank you. God bless you, and God bless your family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad. And actually, you can see the button I have here, Brad, the torch. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Brad. And now we're going to call Mike Zellick, who is the Public Health Director from the Chatham County Public Health Department.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. And give me 1 second here. It's good to see you all. And Dennis, good to hear you again from our call this morning, and many who are joining as well. Dennis, you know I'm not very happy about this. I've told you that many times over the last several months, especially since I had come to believe that you would never retire, or at least would never retire again anyway. And I admit I was a little taken aback by the photo of an 18-year-old Dennis, because I had always thought you were just born 65 years old, because you've been such a strong advocate for the aging community as long as I've known you. So that was news to me that you were that age at one time. But Dennis, you have been such a strong advocate for the aging community. And even though I'm not happy about this, I'm happy for you. I can think of no one more deserving of some rest. You've been a mentor and a friend for 8 years. You've been an advocate for the aging community, but also for public health. You were the first chair of the Chatham Health Alliance, and really helped it grow into what it's become today. And I often think, what would Dennis do when I'm making decisions? So Dennis, I'll keep my comments brief and say thank you. Please don't go too far. You still live here after all. And I look forward to continuing to respond to your request for COVID guidance, even in retirement, like maybe what type of mask should you wear for breakfast this morning. So no, you can always reach me, and I'm happy to do whatever I can, and just know how grateful I am for your guidance and mentorship and support and friendship over the years. Thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you for all your leadership through this and continued leadership.
Thank you so much, Mike.
I like that Dennis was over Mike's shoulder there in that picture.
And now we have Amy Gorley, who is the Director of Community Relations at Carolina Meadows.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'll be brief as well. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Amy.
I met Dennis when he was a guest speaker when I was working at UNC, and he was speaking in a class I was taking for the certificate in aging. And then fast forward, I'm working at Carolina Meadows and learned that the Dennis Streets is coming to be the Council on Aging Director. What a coup. All I can remember is Chatham County just being like, oh my God, we got the rock star senior aging services. So it's just been amazing to work with a legend like you. And it's true, because you are a legend. In my role, I mean, we've been blessed to work closely together in so many partnerships to reach older adults throughout the county. Just been really proud at what we've been able to do together with your leadership. What I find most amazing about you, Dennis, is that you're not only a visionary and a dreamer, you're also someone who's thoughtful and strategic, and you're someone who can lead and implement. As many people noted, you've come over to Carolina Meadows to pick up gigantic donations as much as coming over for a strategic planning meeting. So I appreciate so much about that and how you do your work. One of the things I also appreciate about you is how many times you would say, I've got an idea. What do you think about this, Amy? And the idea was often very large, like, let's have senior educational conferences in Chatham. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And the next thing you know, the next year we're doing one, and the next year we're doing another. Or how about it's time for us to do an aging plan and elevate aging to be at the, to be in all of the county information. And sure enough, we did that. Or let's partner with some different organizations to help improve houses throughout the county. You just had ideas and made them happen. And I appreciate that about you. And one of the last things I'll share is one of the most unique things of one of my memories of you. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but sometimes Carolina Meadows would host a fundraiser, and you had an idea to bring together two musicians that had never played together. It was Tony Williamson, amazing Chatham County bluegrass legend, and Jelly Sissoko, I believe I said his last name right, who plays the African kora. And just like whoever put together Peanut Butter and Chocolate and said, oh my God, I created the Reese's, it was like that night, the two of them playing together. And if you don't know, now they play together some out and about. So I think that's a beautiful tribute also, Dennis, to just you being a musician and having that piece of your life too, and contributing that back to the community as well. So you're a heart leader, a servant leader. I've just learned so much from you. You care so deeply for all in Chatham. I'll say I'll miss you, but we're friends, and I know that will continue. So I appreciate that. In classic Dennis fashion, you're leaving everything better than when you came in. So you've just done such a great job with the expansion of the senior center and really making solid footing for the council. It's post for great success and thriving into the future. So I hope you get to enjoy this, I hope, is your final retirement. I got to see your two sons' names on here. I feel like I know them because you talk so much about them and Dawn. So I can't wait for all of y'all to enjoy this next phase of your life together as a family. Blessings.
Thanks, Amy. And those ideas only happened with your support and so the support of so many.
No. So that's classic style, trying to share it back, but it was Dennis.
Thank you so much. And now we have Suzanne LaFollette Black from AARP, North Carolina Volunteer.
Thank you, Ms. Boone. As Dennis knows, I've been retired 6 months, and I've had the pleasure to know Dennis is a good friend and faithful friend for almost 40 years, in which we have all aged very gracefully because of him and his dignity and respect for older adults here in North Carolina. He has made a significant difference. I'm sorry I said I was going to cry, but I'm crying through the whole thing. So I apologize. I can't say how thoughtful Dennis is. I think about all the family story exchanges we've had over the years, and I can't thank Clark for going to Appalachian. Yay. So glad you went there, because my kids went there too. We always shared stories about that, but also you, Matt, and Don. Oh, he always spoke so highly of you, and I feel like I know you, even though I've never met you. And so I just have to say, you guys are just so lucky to have such a great dad and husband, and just a great friend for all of us. The board of directors here at Chatham, I have to tell you, about 2.5 months ago, Dennis called me and he said, I really want to make sure that Chatham Council on Aging is taken care of and that they're going to be okay in their future. And I want to just kind of get some ideas from you when you were at Moore County Department of Aging and how you did it and what have you. And And he and I talked for, golly, I don't know, almost 2 hours. And we talked about the passion and the compassion and how important it was to make sure that everybody was aging in place the best way they could. And how could that happen? And I want to thank you as a board of directors being so thoughtful and working with him and his leadership, because you all have made it happen there in Chatham. Just very awesome. I also want to thank a fantastic staff that you've led, Dennis. I see how some of those folks that I know on your staff have grown, and you have helped nurture that, and you've helped them in their professional growth, as well as all those students that have gone on to be in the Aging Network because of you. So thank you for being that mentor and being so wonderful to make sure that happens. I also want to thank all those great volunteers. Linda, I know you've got some great volunteers there in Chatham, and I'd raise my hand. I'm here in New Hanover, but I'll tell you something, you guys are doing a fantastic job, and all the clients that have been benefiting from all of you and your vision and under Dennis's leadership are so much better off because of it. And he's made sure it's going to be sustained and maintained for many, many years to come. So that is what Dennis is. He's the epitome of thoughtfulness and compassion, empathy, innovation, humility. I mean, all of you have said this, and we're both fellow musicians as well. So I can't say enough about this, but I did pick out some books for you, Dennis. So get the most out of retirement. When you go ahead, this course, it's AARP, and yes, I worked for AARP for 21 years. And I want to say, here's an opportunity, because you know what your purpose is. You're retiring to something. I also have some other books here on purpose and a paycheck, best second half of life. And I'm going to be sending you some of these books, but the other is The Ultimate Retirement Guide with Susie Orman. And so I'll be sending you some of these, or if you'd like to loan, I've got some others. Happy and Wild Retirement. There's nothing like it. The best part of it is you can say no. But the other thing is, I want you to say, hey, think about AARP and being a volunteer. We'd love you on our advocacy team. I'm still involved, and I know we'd love to have you on the team. But thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you so much. Good friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Suzanne. And I just want to say another thanks to all the persons who made special presentations today. And Dennis, we can't say enough to thank you and honor you for what you've been to so many people. And we just wish you the best in retirement. And we know that you will continue to find fulfillment in your life. We're at the end of the list of people that we had here, but we do want to give an opportunity if there are other people who want to say a word. And Liz, if you would put your hand up, then we will call on you to do that. And we're also going to do breakout rooms, and I'll let Liz explain a little bit more about that.
Here I am. Everything moves around when people move around. So we're going to give you a chance to say some words. And then if people want to break out, we're going to have 5 breakout rooms where Dennis can go. We practiced how he can go in and out without disappearing. But one will be like for COA board members and staff. One will be for participants. One will be for county employees. One will be for the Aging Network, and one will be other. So there's a couple of different opportunities. I know it's 4:35 right now, but I see some hands up. So if you don't know how to actually put your hand up besides going like this, there's a way under reactions. If you click on reactions, there's a raise hand button. So if you want to say some more words, I'm just going to go through from the top down where I see and bring you onto the screen. So Stephanie. I have to get out of here. Let me get out so I can
do it.
Have you come.
Thanks, Liz. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. I joked with Dennis yesterday that I was gonna be bawling. And after that song, which totally did not make anybody want to cry in that montage, I think I've already failed. But I just want to say that I was probably one of the dozens, probably at this point, hundreds of students that Dennis has given a shot to. He gave the second semester grad student a chance to work in a field that she'd never worked before, using a tool she'd only used twice, and gave me creative free reign, trusted me, and instilled a love for aging and collaboration and community and for Chatham that has changed my life. So we often joke that at the county that the Council on Aging is a training ground boot camp for county employees, because I now work for the county. And I just want to thank you, Dennis, for being a wonderful boss, for being a wonderful mentor, for laughing at all my corny jokes, for making a bunch of corny jokes, and making my internship one of the best work experiences I've ever had. So I love you. I'm already failing again, but congratulations, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Stephanie.
And then we have Rhonda. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry. I pushed the wrong one. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Dennis. Gosh, what a treat to be with you today. And I just wanted to say what a big pleasure it's been for me to mentor students with you and hear their comments and their adoration for you over time. I know that 5 of them I've seen on the screen today, one who beamed in from Uruguay and one who took time off to come celebrate this event with you. So it's just speaks so widely to all the impact that you've had. The other thing that I learned about you today that I didn't know is that you're the only guy I know who still wears a tie, and I just love it. So I hope you'll take your tie off and enjoy this next phase of your life. And thanks for what you've meant to me all these years.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for everything.
And we have Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda. Wait a minute, you're muted, I think.
I was being quiet, unusually quiet, right? No, it's so great to be here and see how much you've touched everybody. I think the most amazing thing about you is you make everybody who knows you think that they're special, because you make them feel so special. And I want to thank you for the 3 years you gave me the opportunity to be the volunteer coordinator. I wasn't qualified technically as a volunteer coordinator, and you had lots of reasons not to hire me, and you did. I have felt amazingly guilty about not giving you the 5 years I had said because of the traffic stuff. But after listening today, I think I'm really glad I stepped out, because I gave somebody else the opportunity to work with you and to know you. And that's probably the best gift I could give anybody. You're really terrific, and best wishes on where you go from here.
And thanks for staying part of our COA family and all you've done since you left us in full employment. You've continued to support us in every way. Thank you, Rhonda.
My heart is there, and you planted it there.
Thank you.
Rhonda, I have a notebook from you that has helped me greatly. I just want you to know.
Oh.
Here it is. Look familiar?
I don't see it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Is it time for me to talk?
Yep, Linda Owens.
Hey,
Well,
Linda.
Dennis, you know you're my sweet Dennis, and I really miss you. And all I'm gonna say, I'm approaching my 2nd year of retirement. I retired right in the midst of COVID, and I'm thank God I'm out of there, because being in IT, that would have worked me crazy. So all I'm gonna tell you is to get out of work mode. And I tell people I'm reclaiming my life. I've worked all my life, and now I do absolutely nothing. I have no intentions of going to work anywhere. I even quit my directorship of this youth department at church.
Oh, wow.
I made a lot of people mad, but I just reclaiming my life, and I just hope you will get out of work mode and just smell the roses and do what you want to do when you want to do it. Thank you. And I miss seeing you, Dennis, and Dawn and Matt, and what's the other one's name? I know his name. Give me a minute.
Clark.
Clark. Okay. Clark Kent. Okay. How about they all graduated?
Yeah, no, Clark has, and Matt's almost graduated.
Oh, okay. Well, my little boy, Drew, he's in his last year of pharmacy school and graduate in May. So good luck, Dennis. You know I love you. You my sweet Dennis. Sorry,
you,
Dawn, but he's my sweet Dennis when I see him.
It's okay.
Thank you.
And now we have Tracy Burnett.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey, Dennis. Well, visions into reality. That's what I think of when I think of Dennis. So Dennis had a vision to collaborate with our recreation department to provide more senior exercise throughout the county. So we talked about it. He got more staff on board, and we were able to provide it at the new Chatham Grove Community Center. Dennis and his staff also had a vision to do a peaceful pathway for caretakers at the Northeast District Park, along with North Carolina Corporate Extension. We thought about it, we had that vision, we went out there, we looked around, and it happened. Not only did we put one peaceful pathway, we're working on our second one right now. Dennis and I took a tour to some intergenerational facilities. And I can't say we don't have that yet, but that is still a vision. And hopefully one day it will be a reality. So I like to say thank you for everything. I really enjoyed the ride. Thank you. Gonna miss you.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for everything.
Liz,
Yes.
I can't raise my hand because I'm just on the phone, but this is Susan, and I definitely want to tell Dennis thank you. And I think, and y'all know I'm a crybaby, so this is going to be hard, but I'm thankful I had his leadership all 6.5 years I was with the council. And I always told him I was going to retire before he retired because I couldn't work under anybody except him because he has set such a high standard. No one else would ever measure up to him. And I want to say probably the greatest lesson that I learned from working under Dennis was if you think you can't help a person, you haven't looked hard enough. There was always a way to help somebody, even if what they asked for wasn't what you gave them. There was still a way to help them, and he always found a way, or led you in the direction to find a way to help people. And it made my job so easy in that every phone call I ever got, there was something I could give that person that when they hung up, they felt like I had helped them, even though I didn't really answer what they had asked for. But I was still able to help them in some way, even if it was direct them to other resources. But I do thank Dennis for his leadership. For the best job I ever had was under Dennis, and he made it such a wonderful place to work with him and with other staff members because he made it a wonderful environment, and just always there. Anytime I went to him, I knew I could find some kind of help in the direction I needed to go with whatever I asked him. And just Dennis, let Dawn know you and Dawn are invited to my house for dinner anytime. And it's for people that don't know, I found out Dawn is a distant cousin, so I need to get to know her better. And thank you for everything, Dennis.
Thank you, Susan. And you're just so outstanding in all you did. You made it, like all of our staff, so easy to work with. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
Susan,
you.
Susan, I'm thoroughly convinced now that you are related to everybody in this county. I'm just saying. Now,
well, Dawn is not from Chatham County. Dawn is not from Chatham County.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what to say about that.
Okay, so now let's hear from Glenda.
Hello.
Hey, Glenda.
Okay. Hey there, Dennis. All right. So okay. So I'm gonna say a couple of things because I've already had to say goodbye to you once, and that about broke me down. So I'm not doing that this time. Besides, you in my phone on speed dial, so that we're not even concerned about saying goodbye at this point. Okay. That's the first thing. Second of all, Dawn, is there any way possible this, if we can get past this COVID thing, that if you could bring some white fudge and some chocolate fudge over to desk, it would be most appreciated. I promise you. And thirdly, I just want to say, Dennis, are you really going to retire? Because let me tell you something heartfelt. You have, somebody said it earlier, you have a servant's heart. So I'm pretty sure that although you might not get paid, and it might not be at the Chatham County Council on Aging, I got a feeling you're going to be doing something there because God got something else for you. He always does. So I say to you, thank you, my friend, for all that you've given to Chatham. You know, that's my second home. And I want to say congratulations, well wishes, so much, so proud of you, and that I love you always. And are you going to use that red pen that you always did on folk? Did you use it on them?
I do.
Did you use it on us enough? So I just want to know.
I do.
Everybody know about the red pen, right? Everybody know, right? Got the red pen, right?
It's called
come on, people. I want to hear it. Yes, I know you do.
Yeah.
So, but again, congratulations. I'm so proud of you and best wishes. Godspeed. Love you so much. Take care.
I love you too. Thank you, Glenda.
Yeah, it's called Dennisizing. Dennis actually was trying to edit the Older Americans Act at one point. You know, so I know. All right, we have Jim Hackney.
Well, hello, Dennis.
Hey, Jim.
I'm just a kind of as a way of background, I was on the board for about 9 years, many years as a treasurer, and then served as a president for several years. And we had the good fortune to be selected by Blue Cross Blue Shield to go on a multi-day, well, not really, well, it was kind of a retreat / management seminar. And I just wanted to share my Superman story with everybody, since I've heard so many. So one of the things that we were tasked with in this management seminar was it was a group of about 100 other people there. We had 2 board members and 2 staff members, as I recall, and there was we were tasked with, each group was tasked with coming up with some sort of a presentation that wasn't a PowerPoint presentation. So we were endeavoring to come up with all kinds of creative ideas. And as we were huddling to prepare for our presentation the night before, Dennis up and announces that he's written a song that he was prepared to get up and sing, and for us to all sing. And was it not to like a Johnny Cash tune or something?
Yeah, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Nitty Gritty, okay. Well, we got up there, and as I recall, our Dennis got up there and sang, and pretty much got the whole 100 people just howling. It was great. So talk about any way to get a point across, you know, to make a home run. Dennis did it. So thanks so much for all you've done for Chatham County and the seniors there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you for all your leadership and support of our council, even now from from Virginia. Thank you.
Yeah, certainly. Glad to be here.
Is there anybody else that would like to say a few words? Raise your hand. Can we see you? Okay, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, hello, Dennis.
Hey, Joe.
I gotta tell a little story here. A few years ago, when my wife passed away, and I was bored, so I wanted to do something, and I went up and met with Liz, and volunteered. And one of the projects I got involved with was being a photographer for the senior games. And I remember one day we were out there in the back, and I can't remember the name of that game that we were playing. But anyway, I was taking pictures. And this gentleman walked up, all dressed up in Fifth Avenue clothes. Looked like it's somebody important that I really need to take a picture of, so I took a picture. Nobody bothered up until that point to tell me who this guy was, and I had to find out on my own that it was Dennis. Well, I thought I hit a home run then, because I got the main man. Anyway, Dennis, as a volunteer that I have been for the last several years with the Council on Aging, enjoying a sundry of things to do, I want to say it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to serve alongside of some of the things that I know you're responsible for. And again, I just want to wish you the best in your retirement. As I told you earlier today, don't rush it. It'll get there plenty fast. I got about 20 years on you, and I've experienced a lot of stuff that I wish I'd never quit when I did or retired when I did. But I've learned a whole lot about you sitting here in front of my computer this afternoon. I did not know that you were such a popular person. I knew that I liked you, but I didn't know how other people felt about you. But I am glad to say that it looks like I'm not alone. And best of luck to you, Dennis.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for everything you do for our council. You've made such a positive difference, still are. Thank you.
We've got Mike.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I've been here for going on 7 years, and I've had the honor of serving with Dennis on the board. Well, he was the director, of course, and he's done so much for the council and for all of Chatham County, and he goes over and beyond what his role is as a director. I mean, just the normal administrative duties, but he does other things, and he's always there for everybody, all the seniors. And I couldn't be. I'm going to miss working with Dennis, and I hope our paths will cross again. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Mike, and that's my wish as well.
Is there anybody else who would like to say a few words? I'm going through the whole thing now. Looks like everybody. I know that there's a lot of people that are chatting in the room. So, okay, what I'll do, if nobody's going to say anything, we can go into the rooms for a few minutes a piece. So I'll split up the rooms, and you're welcome to leave now.
Liz,
yes.
I'm sorry. Could I say something before we go, or is that?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, here. Let's
also Liz.
Yeah,
Liz,
we want you to sing a song too. So.
I don't know about that.
After or before Dennis, there's also a bunch of stuff that people had put in the chat. I don't know if you want to read all that out, but just an FYI. Okay. Go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, thanks. No, I just, and I will be guilty. I know I've already been accused by several people of being a little bit long-winded, and that's correct, but I'll try to be as brief as I can. But I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of this. And I want to first thank Neria for being the MC today. And as always, you've been amazing. And Liz, for putting all this together. And I know you got help from many others, including Alan with the video, and Betty taking calls and following up, Betty Wilson, and then Lacey, of course, with her ideas and helping it implemented as well. And I know there are others. And I appreciate, as Neria said, your understanding about why we were doing this by Zoom. And even though we have technical difficulties sometimes, this is what we wanted to do. I wanted to do because safety comes first, and still during this pandemic. And I've got my orange band on where I say rolled up my sleeve, and encourage everybody again to continue to be safe, get the vaccines and the booster shot. There's so many who've been on the call who've said such wonderful things that I can't thank everyone. We'd be here all evening, and I'd be sure to overlook someone. So I just want to thank all of you and call out a few groups. But before I do that, I want to make a couple comments. As has been said, I have a wonderful family, and I appreciate all the support and encouragement that I've received over the years from my wife, Dawn, and sons, Clark and Matt, who I don't know whether they're still on the call, but we're on the call. And at one point, I think my brothers, David and Ben, might have been listening in as well. And they've been role models for me throughout my life. And we've followed the values that are instilled by our parents, my dear mom and dad, and my Aunt Eva. And I want to recognize and thank my mother-in-law, Charlene Randolph, and my late father-in-law, Jim, for their guidance and support. And if you've seen some beautiful flowers behind me, that came from Charlene and my sister-in-law, Robbie. And really, I thank you so much for your loving support. As I've listened and watched, I'm reminded many, many times here how blessed I've been to work with and enjoyed the company of just so many wonderful people throughout my time in the aging field. At UNC, Gary Nelson, Dr. Gary Nelson, I know was on the call, and then Sherry Roseman, you heard, and the students, of course, and so many others. And then Triangle J with Mary Warren, I think, was on the call, and others might have been as well. And then the state with Joyce, and I saw Linda and Phyllis and Steve might have been in the call, and others. Thank you so much. And now here in Chatham County, and the support that I got from Dan, and just again, I saw Carolyn Miller and Lisa West and others. Thank you. All of our many partners, the local and from around the region and state. Brad Allen, and I think Dan Sargent had sent me a nice note. Thank you for serving, and Amy Gorley, you saw, thank you for serving as mentors and colleagues and friends. And that includes the many student interns with whom I worked. I saw Hannah Leo, of course, and heard that Hillary was on the call, and Stephanie and others, so thank you. And certainly the support that I've gotten, again, from so many others. You know, it was mentioned about Merle Fest. I think Joyce mentioned that, which is an annual bluegrass festival in Wilkes County. And this will be, I think, my 30th year. And yes, I do have tickets coming up in April. The marketing slogan for Merle Fest has been for now a number of years, music, moments, and memories. And I think it symbolizes well my experience here with the council and what I've heard today and what I'll take with me. And I'll quickly say to Dawn, my wife, I promised I wouldn't sing this afternoon, and I'm not going to, but my spirits have been lifted on many occasions because of the music that's filled our centers and been central to so many of our activities. The Yee Hall events that Liz helped launch, the Silver Arts performances that we also enjoyed, our council's choral groups led by Jean Goldston, and the prayer sung before each congregate meal. The musical compositions of Ruth and Daniel will rest in my soul, winners of the Silver Arts. And so will the voices and music of Jean and Marion and Dawn and Marion and Bonnie and Pauline and Flip and Rosemary, and again, all those who've graced us with their talents. And there have been so many special moments that will remain with me as I begin my honeydew list at home. Those include helping Sue Ferguson. Jim Hackney certainly remembers Sue. And I remember one of the last things I did with Sue was to pick up mulch at Mary's Barn here in the Pittsboro area to spruce up our center. And then having Daryl Jones come by to share a joke with me here in the office almost every day, getting guidance from a board member or the county about a pressing matter, hearing a staff member welcome someone visiting the center for the first time, hearing volunteers tell how much they enjoyed delivering a meal or preparing broken steps, making a friendly call to someone who's alone, or counseling a fellow senior about Medicare, or helping somebody with their tax form. And again, so much more. We have such a dedicated volunteer corps. And I can recall my son, Matt, helping decorate our council's Christmas tree or pick up truckloads of assistive equipment. And Clark painting the outside of our center and baiting a hook on a senior's fishing line at an outing. And my wife helping with the chocolate bake-off and helping me tackle the looming infestation of turkey vultures that had me paranoid as they were on our new roof here at the Pittsboro Center. We used shovels, a garden hose, bells, sirens, strategic placement of pinwheels on our shed, just chase them back to Jenny Christensen at Social Services. I'm sorry, Jenny. My work has always been a family undertaking, and they've been, again, they're right by my side. These moments have become memories. And I'll remember attending the United Way volunteer appreciation events where people like Helen Manus and her Friday night dance volunteers were rightly honored. And I'll remember Robert and Juliana and Shirley and so many others making sure our center's landscaping looks pristine. And I'll remember each staff and board member, past and present, for all the many ways they've helped guide our work and make a difference in people's lives. I'll remember and respect those who preceded me as leaders of our council, including Elsie Cunningham and Cassie Wasco and Sadie McLaurin. And I'll support all those who follow me in this role. I'll remember the sad times when we mourn the loss of loved ones and friends, and the happy times when we celebrated a good monitoring report from Triangle J, or a clean audit, or a grant we received, the birthdays of those 90 and older, medals being awarded to our senior games participants. I'll cherish the smiles and hugs we shared. And as I am working in the attic at home, I'll sure to be reflectful and probably regret that I didn't thank each of you enough for all that you did to aid our work. The donations, the sponsorships, the advocacy from people like Ann Kissel and Robin Lito and Ed Regan and Matt Alexander and Representative Reeves and Senator Fouché and others. The volunteerism, the suggestions, the kind words of encouragement. So as you can see, there are a lot of music and moments and memories that I will be able to take with me. While I did spend a whole lot of time behind this desk with paperwork and writing grants and other administrative matters, my happiest moments and most lasting memories are those that I shared with you all. Yes, February 1st, next Tuesday, is when I officially retire. February 1st, though, it's also the start of Black History Month, and We Love Seniors Month. And it's important to note that we are here today because of the wisdom and the foresight of Maddie Page, Lacey Marsh, and Charlie Baldwin, the three African-American community leaders who founded the council on July 8, 1974. And Friday is also, February is also when we celebrate an expression unique to Chatham, which I'm so proud of. It's We Love Seniors Month. You know, we have Older Americans Month and in May, where everybody nationally celebrates, but in February, we also celebrate We Love Seniors Month, proclaimed by our county commissioners, because we recognize the many ways that Chatham seniors contribute to our community. And February 1st is also the beginning of a new and exciting era for our council. I'm extremely upbeat about what lies ahead for the organization that I love. One whose mission is as vital today as it was over 42 years ago when I first entered the doors of the Council on Aging at its Hill House location as a young aging planner from Triangle J. I was recently reminded by a close friend that a senior really can't retire from a senior center. So with that said, I look forward to seeing you around. Please take good care. And as you've heard me and several others quote from Reverend Juanita Milliken when she grabbed my elbow on that first day here, do right by our seniors, do right by my seniors. And at that time, she was 100 years old. I've learned over the years that it really does take all of us to make that happen, to make the world a better place for everyone. I've often concluded my remarks with the following reminder from the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., that life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Thanks again for this special send-off and for all you do. I received a beautiful card yesterday from another staff member with a great reminder. Aging isn't just a job or career. It's a passion. I'm holding on to that passion and will take it with me with the music, the moments, and memories that have filled my life and the wonderful friendship that I enjoy with all of you. Thank you again, and take care.
Thank you, Dennis. We don't have time to break out in rooms, but I'm going to read a couple of comments if you hadn't read them in the chat box. The funniest one is Mike Zellick said, "Who's the jerk who advised meeting virtually due to COVID?"
He's our public health director, yes.
And Heather Burkhead said she loved Dawn's fudge. Vicky said, "Best wishes, Dennis." Another one said, "Still missing." Glenda said, "Still missing Dawn's fudge." Stephanie says, "Yeah, Dawn's fudge is the best." Suzanne
I think that's
said,
what this was
"Grateful."
really about, Liz.
So Suzanne said, "Grateful for Dennis and our journey together in the Aging Network." Glenda said, "Congrats, Dennis, and God bless you on your next journey." Mary Bethel says, "I think there are more than 2 retirements." And Lisa West said, "Shalom, Dennis. It's been a privilege to work with you." And let's see. I said he is the greatest of all time, or GOAT. Linda Owens apologized to Dawn because she calls you my sweet Dennis.
I think Dawn said that's okay.
Yeah. Carolyn Miller said, "Thank you, Dennis, for being a mentor and advisor to great eventual managers, office employees." And there was a lot of clapping, and they like the roast. Joyce Massey said, "Dawn, Clark, and Matt, thank you for sharing Dennis with all of us." And Krista says that she had to run, but she wanted to echo everyone else's sentiments. All the best, Dennis. And Lori said, "Thank you for everything, Dennis, and break out the singing Santa hat again." Hannah Lee Huberman said, "I have to go, but want to thank Dennis for the wonderful support he's provided to students in the area." And Joyce said, "He sings. Dennis must close us with a song."
Wonderful world.
Yeah. And Lori said, "How about a 'Twas the Night Before' retirement poem?" They thought that at Doss you were Santa Claus, but you know, anyways, it keeps going on and on and on. So Linda says, "Everyone's making me feel bad because when I saw Dennis, the director at Doss, making copies or something a director should not be doing, I would ask him if he needed any help and then tell him if he did, I would find someone to help him." Lundy said, "Thanks for all the wonderful tributes, and thank you, Dennis, for all you've done for aging." Unfortunately, she had to leave, but she said, "Best for your new adventure in life." Lori Roth said, "The mentoring experience that Dennis bestowed on many of us will reach far and wide. His legacy will continue to touch aging professionals and older adults long after his retirement. Thank you so much for all your support and respect." Cheryl Levinson said, "I have to leave, but first let me share a quote from which that Han, I don't know, I'm not sure what that is. Bria Berry said, "I have to run, but I wanted to say congratulations, Dennis. You truly made a huge impact in your role at CCOA. I wish the best going into this next chapter of your life." Brad Allen said, "Deep gratitude to you, Dennis, and each of you here. I have to depart, but wish you all good health and safety." Glenda said, "By the way, if you want Girl Scout cookies, let me know." Mary Warren said, "Best wishes, Dennis. You will be missed in many, many ways." Suzanne said, "Thank you for this wonderful tribute for our dear friend Dennis. May God bless." Susan Alston said, "Dennis, you will be missed. You have shown a light to us that will leave a permanent glow over each of us." That's sweet. Nancy Gregor Holt said, "Robert Reeves was at a funeral and he ran late. He sent his apologies." Dana Brinson said, "Thank you Sending you many thanks for your life's work and your service to seniors, and wishing you wonderful fun, good health, and plenty of energy for your honey-do list. Renee said, Dennis, you've done right by our seniors. Janice Tyler said, Dennis, it's truly been a pleasure to work with you for so many years. Your leadership in the Aging Network is going to be missed, but we know that you are only a call or email away. Hope to see you at the music festival in the future. As you know, that is also love of my family. We love you, Dennis. You have made a difference in so many lives. Val and Rick said, best wishes for a rewarding retirement. Thanks for your passion and leadership. Lynn Parks said, best wishes, Dennis. See you soon. Glenda says about the Girl Scout cookies again. Let me know if you want the Thin Mints. Gary Nelson said, most consistent, honorable person. And Nancy Greger said, Holt said, you have done, yes, Dennis, you've done right by our seniors. Linda Ellington said, thanks, Dennis, for everything you've done for Chatham seniors. I have enjoyed serving on the board with you. You are the best. Enjoy your retirement. I know you will. Katie Child said, may your retirement be fulfilling and enjoyable, Dennis. Thank you for all you've done to take such good care of Chatham seniors and mentor the next generations of leaders in Chatham County. Your legacy will live on for those who you've shown your light on. Sally Smith said, Dennis, I wish I could have worked with you more. Thank you for all you have done. You're an inspiration for so many and have left a forever impression on me. Phyllis Bridgman said, so nice to remember your amazing career today, Dennis. It's been a walk down memory lane, but the good news is that the road goes on. May it rise to meet you, dear friend. Jackie said, thank you for your amazing leadership. It's truly been a privilege. You will truly be missed. And I think that's about it. I'm surprised. I only scheduled the meeting till 5. I was hoping that I was glad that we didn't get kicked off. Miriam, did you want to say any more words to close it out? Whoops.
Miriam, you're on mute.
Do that. Sorry.
I think much has been said to honor Dennis today, and he knows without a doubt that we love him and we will continue to love him, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
In retirement.
Thank you, Miriam. And thank you all again. This has been such a wonderful event to see you all and participate in this. And so I can thank you too for everything. Thank you.
Bye, Dennis, and you take care of yourself, buddy.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
We love
Blessings.
you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Love you too.
Blessings.
Okay.
Take care, Dennis.
Love you, Dennis.
Take care,
Love you.
Dennis.
Take care, Dennis.
Love you, Dennis. We'll see you soon.
Love you. Thank you, Janice.
See you around, Dennis.
Take good care.
Yep. See you. Thanks, Larry.
Okay.
See you soon, Dennis.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Well
Take
done.
care. Bye.
Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Well done.
Amen.
We'll miss your singing, Dennis.
Still surprised you didn't sing this out, but okay.
Take care.
Wonderful world. We wouldn't forget that.
No.
Hard to say goodbye.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Goodbye.
Take care, Dennis.
Bye,
Bye.
Dennis. Love you.
Bye. Love you
Miss
too, Glenda. You too. Bye.
Bye. Stone. Take care of Dennis. Don't let him work.
Bye.
too
I
hard.
will. Take care. Thank you.
Enjoy life, Dennis. I'm having a blast.
That sounds good, Linda. Thank you.
Bye, Linda.
I'm not going to
Goodbye.
work.